On CBS This Morning, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, philanthropist Priscilla Chan, invited us into their home. Well, invited may be a stretch. How about I said
power, success, and a seemingly perfect marriage. Behind closed doors, even the most influential couples face challenges the world never sees. When two lives are built on ambition and responsibility, cracks can begin to form beneath the surface. Whispers turn into speculation. Silence fuels curiosity. And eventually, the truth finds its way to the light. When one half of a powerful duo finally speaks out, the world listens. What happens when love and loyalty are tested at the highest level? When the weight of an empire strains a relationship, can it survive? This is a story no one saw coming. In a shocking turn of events, Priscilla Chan has finally broken her silence on the rumors surrounding her marriage with Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Are the power couple heading for a divorce? What led to this unexpected revelation? Stay tuned as we break down everything you need to know. Mark Zuckerberg, the man who changed the internet forever. Mark Elliott Zuckerberg was born on May 14, 1984, in White Plains, New York, and grew up in the quiet suburban town of Dobbs Ferry. Raised in a well-educated and supportive household, Zuckerberg was the only son of Edward Zuckerberg, a dentist, and Karen Zuckerberg, a psychiatrist. From an early age, he demonstrated an exceptional aptitude for technology, often spending hours tinkering with computers, while other kids his age were more interested in sports or traditional childhood activities. His father, recognizing his curiosity, introduced him to programming by installing an early computer system in their home and teaching him basic coding. By the time he was in middle school, Zuckerberg had already developed ZuckNet, a rudimentary messaging system designed to help his family communicate between different rooms in their house and his father's dental office. This early invention hinted at his future in revolutionizing digital communication. Zuckerberg's academic brilliance extended beyond computers. He excelled in subjects like mathematics, science, and classical languages, reportedly able to read and write Latin, Greek, and Hebrew fluently. His intellectual prowess led him to attend the prestigious Phillips Exeter Academy, an elite preparatory school in New Hampshire known for fostering top-tier scholars. At Exeter, he further developed his programming skills, creating early versions of software applications for fun and learning. One of his notable projects was a music player called Synapse, which used artificial intelligence to analyze users' listening habits and recommend songs, a concept similar to modern music streaming algorithms. The software caught the attention of tech giants Microsoft and AOL, both of whom attempted to recruit Zuckerberg straight out of high school. However, he turned down their job offers and instead chose to attend Harvard University, where he would go on to create Facebook. Everything changed. Facebook was launched, and the world would never be the same. What started as a simple networking site for students exploded into a global phenomenon, connecting billions of people across the world. Under his leadership, Facebook evolved into Meta, expanding its reach with Instagram, WhatsApp, and groundbreaking innovations in artificial intelligence and virtual reality. But behind the genius and relentless drive is a man constantly pushing the limits of technology, always looking ahead. He's also a philanthropist, working alongside his wife, Priscilla Chan, to fund education, healthcare, and scientific research. Mark Zuckerberg, the controversies behind the tech empire. Mark Zuckerberg's journey from a Harvard dorm room to the helm of one of the most powerful tech empires has been filled with groundbreaking innovation, but it has also been marred by controversy. As Facebook, now Meta, grew into a global giant, so did the scrutiny surrounding its operations, business practices, and ethical responsibilities. While Zuckerberg has been praised for revolutionizing communication, he has also faced intense criticism for the platform's role in data privacy breaches, misinformation, and questionable corporate decisions. One of the most infamous scandals in Facebook's history was the Cambridge Analytica data breach in 2018. It was revealed that the personal information of millions of Facebook users had been harvested without their consent and used for political advertising. The scandal ignited a firestorm of backlash, with lawmakers demanding answers and users questioning the safety of their data. Zuckerberg was called to testify before Congress, where his responses left many unsatisfied. Ultimately, Facebook agreed to a record-breaking $5 billion settlement with the Federal Trade Commission in 2019. This incident not only damaged the company's reputation, but also set the stage for ongoing concerns about how Meta handles user data. In addition to privacy issues, Meta has been heavily criticized for its approach to content moderation. In 2025, under Zuckerberg's leadership, the company made drastic changes to its policies, including replacing third-party fact-checking with community-based notes, relaxing restrictions on hate speech, and allowing more political discussions to surface on the platform. These decisions were met with backlash, particularly from advocacy groups who warned that such policies could lead to the spread of misinformation, extremism, and online harassment. Many saw this as a move to prioritize engagement and ad revenue over user safety, reigniting debates about the company's responsibility in curating digital spaces. Further controversy emerged when a former high-ranking Meta employee, Sarah Wynne Williams, published a memoir detailing internal issues within the company. In her book, she alleged that Zuckerberg played a role in helping China develop censorship tools and artificial intelligence capabilities in exchange for potential market access. According to her claims, these efforts were deliberately hidden from U.S. lawmakers, raising concerns about the ethical implications of Meta's business dealings. The memoir also shed light on the company's workplace culture, highlighting instances of misogyny, double standards, and an aggressive leadership style that reportedly led to a toxic environment. Beyond these internal issues, Meta's ambitious push into the metaverse has also sparked debate. While Zuckerberg has championed the idea of a fully immersive digital world, critics argue that the company has poured billions into an uncertain venture, while neglecting more immediate concerns, such as security and misinformation on its existing platforms. Some investors have also expressed doubts about the long-term viability of the metaverse, leading to financial concerns within the company. As Meta continues to shape the future of technology, the controversies surrounding its leadership and decisions remain a focal point of discussion. While Zuckerberg's influence on the digital world is undeniable, his legacy is equally defined by the challenges and ethical dilemmas that have followed his company's meteoric rise. Priscilla Chan, the woman behind the tech titan. Priscilla Chan, the wife of Mark Zuckerberg, is much more than just the spouse of a tech billionaire. She is a philanthropist, pediatrician, and co-founder of the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, CZI. Born to immigrant parents, Chan's journey from a modest upbringing to becoming a Harvard graduate and medical professional is a testament to her resilience and dedication. She has always maintained a relatively private life compared to her high-profile husband, focusing her efforts on education, healthcare, and scientific research. Through CZI, she and Zuckerberg have pledged billions of dollars toward initiatives aimed at eradicating diseases, improving education, and advancing social equity. However, despite their shared vision for philanthropy, Chan's role in Zuckerberg's world has not shielded her from the controversies surrounding Meta, as allegations of unethical practices and corporate misconduct continue to shadow Zuckerberg's leadership. Many speculate about the strain these challenges place on their marriage. While Chan has largely remained silent on the scandals linked to Meta, her involvement in charitable work stands in stark contrast to the criticisms directed at her husband's empire. As their public and private lives become increasingly intertwined with global debates on technology and ethics, questions remain about how these pressures shape their future as a couple. Priscilla Chan, the untold controversies behind the philanthropist. Priscilla Chan, widely recognized for her philanthropic endeavors alongside her husband, Mark Zuckerberg, has largely maintained a private and commendable public image. However, her association with certain controversies has occasionally thrust her into the spotlight, intertwining her narrative with the broader challenges faced by Meta and its leadership. In 2021, a significant legal issue emerged involving the personal staff of Chan and Zuckerberg. Two former employees filed a lawsuit alleging harassment and discrimination within the family office that manages the couple's personal affairs. The plaintiffs claimed they were subjected to unfair labor practices, including sexual and verbal harassment, discrimination, and exploitation. These allegations, while primarily directed at a former assistant, Liam Booth, implicated Chan and Zuckerberg in their capacity as employers, raising questions about the oversight and culture within their personal operations. A spokesperson for the couple stated that an independent investigation had been conducted and that the allegations could not be substantiated. Nevertheless, the lawsuit brought unwanted attention to Chan, challenging the pristine image associated with her philanthropic work. Another instance that drew public attention was Chan's appearance at the 2024 presidential inauguration. Traditionally, Chan's philanthropic initiatives through the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, CZI, have aligned with progressive causes, focusing on education reform, healthcare access, and social justice. However, her presence at the inauguration, alongside Zuckerberg, who had shown increasing alignment with the Trump administration, sparked discussions about a potential shift in their political affiliations. This event led to public scrutiny, with observers questioning whether Chan's attendance signified a departure from her previously held positions, or a strategic alignment influenced by Zuckerberg's evolving political stance. The ambiguity surrounding her political inclinations during this period added complexity to her public persona, intertwining her identity with the broader controversies surrounding Meta's leadership. While Chan has not been directly implicated in the operational controversies of Meta, her close association with Zuckerberg inevitably links her to the company's challenges. As Meta faced criticism over data privacy issues, content moderation policies, and alleged collaborations with foreign governments, Chan's role as both a partner and co-philanthropist came under the microscope. Critics and supporters alike pondered the extent of her influence on Zuckerberg's decisions, and whether her philanthropic values could steer Meta toward more ethical practices. This intersection of personal and professional realms highlighted the complexities Chan navigates as she balances her identity as an independent philanthropist and her role within a high-profile partnership. While Priscilla Chan has dedicated much of her life to commendable philanthropic efforts, her proximity to controversies surrounding Meta and its leadership has occasionally cast shadows over her endeavors. The legal challenges involving their personal staff and the public's perception of shifting political affiliations illustrate the intricate dynamics she must manage. As Meta continues to evolve amidst scrutiny, Chan's actions and associations will likely remain subjects of public interest, reflecting the broader narrative of accountability and ethical responsibility in positions of influence. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan, a love story from Harvard to Silicon Valley. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan's love story is one that started long before Facebook became the tech giant it is today. Let's take it all the way back to 2003. Two young Harvard students, both focused on their studies, crossed paths at a frat party. That's right. One of the most powerful couples in the tech world met in the most classic college way possible. At the time, Zuckerberg was already making waves on campus as a coding genius, and Chan was an ambitious student with the dreams of becoming a doctor. Little did they know, that night would mark the beginning of a relationship that would span decades. Fast forward to 2005, and the two officially start dating while still at Harvard. Despite Zuckerberg's growing reputation as the guy who launched the Facebook, the couple kept their relationship relatively low-key. Chan was focused on her studies, working toward a career in medicine, while Zuckerberg was in the early stages of turning his dorm room project into a full-fledged business. Even as Facebook began to explode in popularity, the two managed to maintain a sense of normalcy in their relationship. By 2010, things were getting serious. Chan moved in with Zuckerberg in Palo Alto, California, marking a new chapter for the couple. At this point, Facebook was already a global phenomenon, but their home life remained surprisingly down to earth. Chan, known for her no-nonsense attitude and focus on education and healthcare, balanced out Zuckerberg's intense tech-driven world. The two weren't just growing together personally, they were also beginning to shape their future as a power couple, dedicated to making an impact beyond the tech space. Then came 2011, when the couple made a small yet incredibly popular addition to their family, Beast, their Hungarian sheepdog. Now, this wasn't just any pet. Beast quickly became an internet sensation, racking up millions of followers online. Fans couldn't get enough of the fluffy pup, who became a star in his own right, often appearing in Zuckerberg's posts and even making guest appearances in Facebook updates. It was a glimpse into the couple's more playful personal side, one that wasn't all about billion-dollar deals and corporate expansion. But perhaps the biggest milestone in their relationship came on May 19, 2012. The world was already buzzing about Facebook's massive IPO, one of the most anticipated in history. But in a move that took everyone by surprise, Zuckerberg and Chan managed to keep an even bigger event under wraps: a wedding. That's right, On the same weekend that Facebook went public, the couple tied the knot in a small, intimate backyard ceremony. Guests thought they were attending a party to celebrate Chan's medical school graduation, only to find out they were actually witnessing the wedding of one of the most influential figures in tech. It was simple, heartfelt, and completely unexpected. Exactly how they wanted it. From a chance meeting at a frat party to building a life together amid the rise of one of the world's biggest tech companies, Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan's relationship has been anything but ordinary. Their journey from Harvard students to one of the most talked about couples in Silicon Valley proves that even in the fast-paced world of tech, some things, like love and partnership, remain constant. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan, triumphs, controversies, and the price of influence. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan's lives have been filled with major milestones, but not all of them have been without challenges or controversy. In 2015, the couple made a rare and emotional revelation. Before welcoming their first daughter, Max, they had experienced multiple miscarriages. In a heartfelt Facebook post, Zuckerberg opened up about their struggles, explaining how difficult it was to lose a pregnancy and the emotional toll it took on them. The couple described how each miscarriage was a heartbreaking experience, making them wonder if they would ever be able to have children. By sharing their journey, they hope to break the stigma surrounding miscarriages, letting others know they weren't alone. Zuckerberg admitted that despite their public image of success, this was one of the most painful struggles they had ever faced. When Max was finally born later that year, it was a deeply personal victory for them, marking a new chapter in their lives, not just as a couple, but as parents. To celebrate her birth, they posted an open letter to their daughter, expressing their hopes for her future and their commitment to making the world a better place for her generation. It was in this letter that they first announced their intention to dedicate most of their wealth to philanthropy, a decision that would later come under scrutiny. But while 2015 was a year of personal triumphs, it was also a time of rising speculation around Zuckerberg's ties to China. Over the years, many had noticed his increasing efforts to build connections with Chinese officials, and one of the biggest talking points was his decision to study Mandarin. While his wife, Priscilla Chan, speaks the language fluently due to her Chinese heritage, Zuckerberg's newfound dedication to learning it raised eyebrows. He even famously conducted an entire Kwanda session at Tsinghua University in Mandarin, impressing some while fueling suspicions among others. Critics speculated that his goal was to get Facebook into China's massive market, despite the country's strict internet regulations and history of censorship. At the time, Facebook was banned in China, and many believed Zuckerberg was making strategic moves to gain favor with the Chinese government. His visits to the country, meetings with top officials, and even his public praise of China's technological advancements only added to the speculation. Some questioned whether he was willing to compromise Facebook's values on free speech and privacy in exchange for access to a country with over 1 billion potential users. Though no concrete evidence linked him to any direct dealings with the Chinese government, the rumors persisted, adding a layer of intrigue to his global ambitions. Then came 2016, a year that should have been a high point for the couple's philanthropic efforts, but instead sparked a new wave of scrutiny. That year, they launched the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, CZI, an ambitious project pledging to donate 99% of their Facebook shares, worth billions of dollars, toward education, medical research, and social causes. On the surface, it seemed like an extraordinary act of generosity, and it was widely praised by many. However, not everyone was convinced. Critics quickly pointed out that CZI wasn't structured as a traditional charity, but as a limited liability company, LLC, which allowed Zuckerberg and Chan to maintain control over how the money was used while still enjoying significant tax benefits. Unlike traditional charitable foundations, an LLC gave them the flexibility to invest in for-profit businesses, make political donations, and have direct control over spending decisions, all while avoiding the same level of public transparency required of nonprofits. Some accused them of using the initiative as a way to avoid paying higher taxes, while others questioned whether the move was more about maintaining influence rather than purely giving back. The skepticism wasn't entirely unfounded. Historically, billionaire philanthropy has often been met with questions about whether donations are truly for public good or a way to preserve wealth and power. Critics argued that while the couple framed CZI as an effort to create long-term change, the structure of the organization allowed them to continue influencing industries and policies in ways that aligned with their own interests. Despite the backlash, the couple continued to push forward with their philanthropic goals, defending CZI as a way to invest in long-term solutions for global problems. They argued that by structuring it as an LLC, they had more flexibility to fund non-traditional projects, support startups, and even engage in political advocacy. Chan, in particular, took on a leading role in the initiative, using her medical background to focus on funding disease research and healthcare advancements. Still, the debate over whether their philanthropy was a selfless act or a strategic financial move lingered, proving that even good intentions don't always come without controversy. Supporters pointed out that CZI had already funded major breakthroughs in education and medicine, while critics continued to question the underlying motives. From personal struggles with pregnancy to political speculation and philanthropic criticism, these years marked a defining period in Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan's lives. They were no longer just a tech power couple. They had become global figures whose every move was watched, questioned, and debated. Whether seen as visionaries, strategists, or something in between, one thing was clear: their influence was only growing. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan, scandals, speculation, and a marriage under fire. By the time 2018 rolled around, Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan were no strangers to controversy. But the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal took things to a whole new level. This was one of the biggest data privacy breaches in history, and it placed Zuckerberg at the center of a global firestorm. Reports revealed that the political consulting firm, Cambridge Analytica, had harvested the personal data of millions of Facebook users without their consent, sparking outrage over privacy violations and manipulation in elections. The backlash was immediate. Zuckerberg was called to testify before Congress, Facebook's stock took a major hit, and public trust in the company plummeted. With Zuckerberg under intense scrutiny, speculation arose about how the scandal was affecting his marriage. After all, the stress of running a company under fire, facing government investigations, and dealing with an onslaught of criticism would test any relationship. Some wondered if Priscilla Chan was privately frustrated with the increasing controversies surrounding her husband and his company. But if there was any tension, they didn't show it. Chan remained publicly supportive, continuing her work with the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, CZI, while staying mostly out of the scandal spotlight. Behind the scenes, insiders claimed she was a steadying force in Zuckerberg's life, helping him navigate one of the most difficult periods of his career. Then, in 2019, divorce rumors briefly surfaced online, adding fuel to the speculation. Some suggested that the mounting pressures of running Facebook, coupled with the growing public criticism of Zuckerberg, were straining their marriage. The rumors were fueled by anonymous social media posts and tabloid speculation, but nothing substantial ever came of it. The couple continued making public appearances together, showing no signs of separation. Whether the rumors were baseless gossip or there had been real challenges behind closed doors, one thing was clear: Zuckerberg and Chan were still presenting a united front. But just when it seemed like Facebook was regaining its footing, another controversy erupted in 2021. This time, it wasn't an external data breach, but an internal whistleblower scandal. Frances Haugen, a former Facebook employee, leaked thousands of documents that exposed troubling ethical concerns within the company. The revelations suggested that Facebook had knowingly prioritized profits over user safety, failed to combat misinformation effectively, and even harmed young users' mental health through its platforms. This wasn't just another scandal, it was a direct attack on Facebook's core values and leadership. And once again, Zuckerberg was in the hot seat. While Zuckerberg faced relentless criticism, some began questioning Priscilla Chan's influence in his decision-making. As a co-founder of CZI and one of Zuckerberg's closest confidants, did she have a role in shaping Facebook's policies? Was she advising him behind the scenes, or deliberately keeping her distance from the company's growing list of ethical dilemmas? Unlike the Cambridge Analytica scandal, where she had remained a supportive presence, Chan mostly stayed out of the spotlight this time. She didn't make any public statements on the controversy, and there was little indication that she was involved in Facebook's internal operations. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan. From family joy to controversy and divorce rumors. By 2022, Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan had faced immense public scrutiny, but through it all, they remained focused on their growing family. That year, they welcomed their third child, Aurelia, a joyful moment that they proudly shared with the world. Zuckerberg, known for his structured and disciplined approach to both business and life, took to social media to announce the birth, posting a heartfelt message along with a photo of him cradling the newborn. Parenthood had always been a central part of their personal journey, and with 3 children now in their lives, it was clear that their family was more important than ever. Zuckerberg had long attempted to balance his role as the head of Meta with his personal life, often portraying himself as a devoted father. Over the years, he had shared glimpses of reading bedtime stories to his daughters in Mandarin and dressing them up in Star Wars costumes, emphasizing his commitment to fatherhood. Priscilla Chan, known for her calm and grounded demeanor, had also spoken about the challenges of balancing work and parenting, particularly as she continued to lead their Chan-Zuckerberg initiative, CZI. To the outside world, the couple seemed to have struck a delicate balance between their responsibilities, but 2023 would bring fresh challenges that would put that image to the test. That year, Meta announced massive layoffs, cutting thousands of jobs as part of what Zuckerberg called the company's year of efficiency. The move was positioned as necessary for Meta's long-term stability, but it sparked significant backlash. Employees who had dedicated years to the company were suddenly let go, leading to an outpouring of frustration on social media. Some former employees described the layoffs as cold and impersonal, with workers finding themselves locked out of internal systems overnight before receiving an official notice. Critics quickly pointed out the contradiction. Zuckerberg was publicly celebrating the birth of his third child, embracing his role as a family man, while simultaneously overseeing job cuts that impacted thousands of other families. Observers questioned how Zuckerberg and Chan reconciled their family-first image with the harsh realities of corporate decision-making. The layoffs fueled debates about billionaire responsibility and the consequences of tech industry excess. Meta had expanded aggressively in previous years, investing heavily in the metaverse and hiring thousands of new employees. But as economic pressures mounted, the company shifted gears, and those same employees found themselves expendable. While some business analysts acknowledged that the layoffs were a difficult but necessary decision, it did little to quiet the growing criticism. Through all this, Priscilla Chan remained largely out of the public spotlight, as she often did during Zuckerberg's corporate controversies. While she continued her philanthropic work with CZI, she did not publicly comment on the backlash surrounding the Meta layoffs. Some speculated that she chose to avoid the spotlight deliberately, focusing on education and healthcare initiatives rather than the turmoil surrounding her husband's company. But the controversies didn't stop there. Amid the growing scrutiny of Zuckerberg's leadership at Meta, speculation about his marriage began to surface online. Some fans and social media users started theorizing that Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan might be headed for a divorce. The basis for these rumors? A noticeable shift in Zuckerberg's personal appearance and behavior. Over the past year, Zuckerberg had undergone a dramatic transformation, embracing an intense fitness regime, practicing MMA, and appearing physically different from his previously more reserved and tech-focused persona. Some fans labeled this as a midlife crisis makeover, fueling speculation that his marriage could be in trouble. Social media buzzed with theories about whether these changes were simply a personal evolution, or if they hinted at something deeper happening in his personal life. Adding to the speculation, rumors surfaced that Zuckerberg's name had been linked to Jeff Bezos' fiancée, Lauren Sanchez. These rumors gained traction after reports suggested that betting markets had started accepting wagers on whether Zuckerberg and Chan would divorce. While no substantial evidence supported these claims, the very idea that Zuckerberg's potential separation was being gambled on made headlines. The discussion spread across tabloids and online forums, with some questioning whether the billionaire's newfound public persona was a sign of personal upheaval. Despite the swirling rumors, neither Zuckerberg nor Chan publicly addressed the speculation about their marriage. They continued making appearances together, and there were no official statements hinting at any trouble. But as history has shown, public figures often find themselves the subject of speculation, especially when they undergo noticeable personal changes. By the end of 2023, the narrative surrounding Zuckerberg and Chan had shifted dramatically. They had started the year celebrating the birth of their third child, a personal milestone that showcased their growing family. But as Meta's layoffs drew backlash and speculation about their relationship intensified, the couple faced a new level of scrutiny. Whether the rumors held any truth or were merely the product of internet gossip, one thing was certain. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan's marriage, once considered rock solid, had now become a subject of widespread public debate. Despite ongoing speculation about their marriage, Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan continue to present a united front. Chan remains deeply involved in their philanthropic efforts through the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, focusing on education and healthcare. While rumors occasionally surface, the couple appears committed to their shared mission and growing family.